And hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to this video on OpenFOAM freeCAD. Yes, okay, OpenFOAM freeCAD edition or what have you. It's OpenFOAM Intermediate, but of course you have to learn some tool to help you do your meshes properly, and freeCAD is my tool of choice. Okay, so last video we learned how to draw a line, which is kind of funny if you think about it. I spent 23 minutes telling you how to draw a line. Okay, but it's very important to know how to draw lines right, because they are the foundation of your sketches and your shapes. Right, so next we were wanting to make this heat exchanger shape, and we wanted to draw sort of a semicircle so that we can rotate and thus form a hemisphere. Alright, so let's do so by first starting to create an arc. So what should your arc be like? Okay, they'll give you two options. You can either select the center and end points, or you can have the end point and rim point. I take the center and end points because to me it's easier. Okay, so the first point will be your center once you start making this arc, and the arc tool will be just to the right, or just very nearby the line tool. You should know where the line tool is based on the last video. Alright, so first thing I want to click the center of the circle, which will be the center of the line. Now notice when you go near the center of the line, your cursor kind of changes. So you see this is the cursor in the free spot. You'll have that arc looking thingy with some coordinates. However, if you shift it near to a point, you will see that there is a bit of a red thing that just appears. And what is that red thing that appears? That is freeCAD's way of telling you, okay, I'm automatically applying a constraint for you. So let's click it. Alright, so once you select the center, you're supposed to select two more points. Okay, so I'm going to select one point here, and I'm going to see that little red thing appear. You see this little red thing pop up? So what is that little red thing? That little red thing is basically saying, I want this point on the circle to be exactly the same point as this green point over here. Alright, or when you highlight it, it becomes yellow, if you can see it. Alright, so that's what I want to do, and therefore I'll just do that. Okay, semicircle, either way, top or bottom, you can do it however you like. Okay, and if you want to pan in this mode, you just do left and right click and you just shift it around, and you just click on the other side, and basically you have a constrained semicircle which is light green in color, and basically your semicircle is complete. Okay, and this is your semicircle. Okay, you see the semicircle? Alright, so that's what your semicircle looks like, and you can see the axis. Alright, if you want to toggle visibility, for example of the origin, okay, click the origin in the tree view, press spacebar. Okay, if you cannot remember spacebar, you can just do the right click. It will help you to see. All right, where? Okay, they don't have it. They don't have it here. Okay, never mind. Just press spacebar if you're not sure. All right, press spacebar. It will help you to toggle on and off. All right, these views. Okay, so just press spacebar. Okay, next thing you want to do is this thing called revolution. Now, we spent lots of time talking about drawing a line, and now we draw the semicircle. Now at least we got our foundation covered, so that makes drawing the semicircle very easy. So next thing I want to do is to revolve. Okay, and it's got to revolve around some point. Okay, so I actually want to revolve it around this line here. Okay, how can I make sure that this semicircle will revolve around this line here? Okay, one of the simple ways to do it is to use a datum line. Okay, my preferred way of working is to use a datum line, but I won't introduce the complication in just yet. Now let's try to do it the normal way. Okay, so let's start simply. We go to part design, and under part design you'll see all these yellow shapes here. Okay, this has to be under part design, or doesn't have to be under part design, but usually you start from under part design, because I think the part workbench doesn't have quite the same thing. Okay, yeah, I think yeah, you have to go to part design. All right, so go to part design. All right, and click on the semicircle. Click on the semicircle, or either the point or the arc, whichever you prefer. Okay, you can select the revolve selected sketch, and then it will tell you, it will ask you which axis do you want to revolve around. Now what you will see is that you have the X, Y, and Z axis. Okay, and thankfully the semicircle is on the X, Y, it's aligned to the X axis. Okay, I think it's the X axis, I can't remember which one it is, but you can just select and the X axis, and basically when you select the X axis, you will suddenly now see a sphere. Okay, so let's show you what revolution does. Let's change to 0 degrees, or okay, maybe change to 5 degrees. Okay, so if you are revolving 5 degrees, you see you have extruded this semicircle into some sort of an arc shape. I don't know, it's a pie shape or something like that. So if let's say you bring it to 20, okay, 20 degrees does this. Okay, 90 degrees makes a quarter of a sphere. Okay, and 180 degrees, it does a hemisphere. Okay, so what did we learn so far? We learned how to draw semicircle using the sketcher tool, and once we were done with the sketch, now we are revolving. Okay, so now the thing is that I don't really like to do this. I don't really like to have my sketch revolve around the x-axis, right? Why do I not want that? Is because what if my semicircle was somewhere off the x-axis? Let's say at x equals to 5, for example. Can I still use the x-axis to revolve? Probably not. You would not have the same you will not have the same effect that you want. You are unable to revolve the way you want it, such that it forms the hemisphere or a sphere. Okay, in this case I want a hemisphere. Right, so what can we do? We can create something called we can create a line of reference called a datum line. Okay, the datum line. Okay, so this is very important. Datum lines are very important because they help you to create points of reference, so that if you want to do something, let's say like this revolution, you want to revolve around some point, you are able to select this datum line, and you are able to revolve it around even if it's not on the x-axis. So let's select this point, this line here. So under tasks, or even in the freeCAD toolbar, just to the left of all the revolution. Remember, revolution is here near where the pad is. The pad tool is here. Here's the revolution tool, and now look for the tool called create a new datum line. Okay, datum is, I think, the singular of data, like medium and media are the singular and plural. Okay, so create a new datum line. You will see this yellow colored line. Okay, and you will see this yellow colored line here, and I can name this datum line by pressing F2. Okay, I press F2, for example, on sketch. All right, or I can right click and press rename, or I prefer F2. So if you want to rename the sketch to make it into something you like for example semicircle. All right, if you want to rename it into something you like, then yeah, that's how you do it. Use F2. I prefer to rename, cause when you make lots of parts, you make very complicated parts. Renaming makes keeping track of all these sketches and things a lot easier. So let's see. I want this datum line to be called semicircle revolution. Okay, I took underscore reference ref point. Okay, or ref line. Okay, semicircle ref. Okay, let me try again. copy. Okay, because apparently if you press the backspace, all the data is deleted, so that's not so nice. But you can just copy and paste, copy the existing name and then paste, and then you just edit from there. So what do I mean? When I press F2 here and I press backspace, it will not do anything. I mean, it will delete everything, and I don't want that. I Ctrl Z to undo. Press F2 again. I will copy this, copy all of this and paste. Alright, so I have semicircle ref point. I want to change it into ref line. Okay, so that's the point of reference for the revolution bit. Okay, so what do I do? Remember, I can just, once I'm done with making the datum line, I just press OK, and that's done. I can save. And next step, I want to do the revolution again. So let's click the semicircle, the arc of the semicircle. You can select either of this, but I prefer the arc because the base of the semicircle kind of intersects with the datum line. So I'll just press revolve, and then I will look for this datum line. Okay, I'll look for the datum line, which is called revolution, and again we are able to revolve around the sphere using this datum line. So you'll see in the combo view, okay, remember combo view, if you're not sure, you can take a look at panels to see whether it's activated. It's under the view. Go to revolution parameters, and you can see that the axis will be a datum line. We call it the revolution. So we use instead of 360, we do 180 degrees. And then we press OK. And now we see that we have a hemisphere. We have a datum line, okay, which kind of guides this hemisphere. Alright, and then yeah, and then we are good to go. Okay, so that's how we make a hemisphere. Alright, that's how we make a hemisphere. And remember, this is a 70mm diameter, about 7 cm. It's a very small-ish, it can fit in the palm of your hand kind of a sphere. Okay, so next step we want is maybe we want to start drawing those pipes. Okay, so we want to start drawing the pipes of this so-called heat exchanger. And to start, we need to make another sketch under the same body. Make another sketch. Okay, I can select this XZ plane as my point of reference. Okay, since it was the same. Alright, and I'll be brought to this place. Okay, so now I want to draw a circle. So when you draw a circle, you'll be under the sketcher view. Okay, you'll be under the sketcher view, and you are able to go, you should be able to go to create a circle in the sketcher. So I'll just click any point. I'm not going to click on the line because it will attach. What freeCAD will do is that it will try to attach this circle to this point, to this line. Alright, I don't necessarily want to do that, so I just click over here. Alright, so this is where your circle will be. I can shift it around. First, I want to control the radius or diameter of this circle. Alright, when do I do that? Again, we need to apply another constraint. So click the circle, go to the constraint toolbox, and that's where you'll find all your perpendicular constraint, etc, etc. Go to the one that you have a full circle and it says constraint an arc or circle. This will be one of the tools over there. So you just click that, and you are able to change the radius of this circle. How big do you want it? Let's just put the radius at maybe 7mm. Okay, and I can shift it around as follows. Okay, shift it around. Of course, if you click the circumference of the circle, your cursor will be stuck to the circumference. It's easier to move it around by clicking the center. Alright, anyway, so next thing I want to do is, of course, I want to make another circle in the center of this plot. So again, I want to Okay, I'll call this sketch the outer circles. Okay, and then I'll just do the same thing. Okay, I'll just do the same thing. I will attach the center to this point. Okay, and then what I'll do is I will fix the radius again to 7 millimeters. Okay, this radius is now 7 millimeters, and it is pretty much stuck there. I'm not going to say outer circles, I'm going to say circles. Okay, so you have one 7 millimeter circle there and one 7 millimeter circle stuck to the center. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, so let's turn it back on. Alright, then what I want to do now is basically I want to fix the distance between this circle and this circle. Alright, so I want it to be a fixed distance so that this thing is really constrained. Okay, so how do I do that? I can select this line here, this point here, select this other point, and I will use the fix the distance between 2 points constraint, which is over here, this arrow thingy. Okay, how far? Maybe about 21 millimeter, and that's fine. So that will enable this circle to kind of shift around, etc., etc., and that's fine. That's what I want. Okay. All right. So once we are done with that, yeah, we have two pipes now. Now, of course, we can actually do this pattern. I mean, this form of this constraint again and again. We can what do you call that? We can manually make like several tubes, but there's an easier way to do a repeating pattern. Okay, so I'm going to show you that shortly, if not in the next video. But you know, the last thing I want to do is to select the yellow line, the datum line. Okay, select the datum line. Oh, the datum line is a little hard to select. Never mind. I will kind of attach it to the axis then. Okay, so I want to attach this point somewhere. So I want to look for this. I'll look for one of these lines. Oopsie. Let's get back. Double click to enter back. Let's select one of these lines. Okay, and let's select one of these points, and then I want to attach. All right. So doing so, I attach the point to this line. All right, I attach this circle point to this line, and now the sketch is fully constrained. Both of them are now light green in color. Again, if you run into the problem where you have redundant constraints, you can just delete everything and then you just restart, and you kind of manually attach, get the points constrained as and how you like. Okay, so now you have this. Okay, this is good. All right, so now I want to start padding. Okay, I want to extrude these circles. So what I do is I select both of them. Okay, using the control mouse key. Okay, because if I don't select control, both of these, you can only select one of these circles. So I just select both, and then I'll do a pad. So that will do. So how long do you want your pad to be? Maybe about 250 millimeter. Okay, so that will make the pipes actually like 20 cm ish long. Now, so that's showing you how to do the circles. Okay, to make this piping. All right. Next step, let's try and make the pattern tessellate. All right. Let's try and make the pattern tessellate. And if you've been following my steps till now, I'm going to try it, but it's going to result in an error. Okay, but what the tool I want to use here is this tool. Okay, under part design, go all the way to the right, past this yellow stuff, past this blue and red stuff, and you'll be here, and it's called create a polar pattern feature. What's a polar pattern feature? So if you're not sure, just click it first, and then I want to click on this click on the pattern that that I want to repeat. And what the polar pattern feature does is that it will try to repeat all these patterns in a circle. Okay, it will try to repeat all these patterns in a circle. So I'm going to select this pad and I'm going to click OK, and it's going to give me this this pattern. All right. Okay, looks like this time it did not give an error. All right, never mind. So what it does is that it reflects this this pattern over to the other side by taking this axis, this y-axis as like the reference point, and under the combo view, just scroll down. Yeah, so this polar feature actually repeats, right? So let's say I want to repeat it 3 times. What do? Okay, I go under tasks in the combo view, scroll down under the polar pattern parameters, which you see over here to the bottom left hand side. You will see this thing called occurrences, and you can repeat. So let's say I want to repeat it 3 times. Okay, then I'll do that. It will repeat the pattern 3 times. And let's say I want to repeat the pattern 6 times. Okay, I can double click the polar pattern and repeat it 6 times. Okay, so that will give you this rough shape that you see here. Now, sometimes actually, when I was doing this pattern, I actually ran into an error. It's called transform shape does not intersect support for does not intersect support. Apparently, that the thing seems to work now. I don't know why the error has not appeared, but it was an error I encountered when I started. So one of the workarounds, so to speak, one of the workarounds for this error I found was basically to do this. Okay, so what I do is I'll delete this polar pattern first. Okay, the idea is to use a datum plane. Remember, we are using datum lines before. Now I'm using a datum plane to make a reference. Okay, to create it as a reference point. All right, so I need to kind of redo some things, okay, so that I will make the sketch align with this new datum plane. So basically, I'm making a plane. I'm making a plane that is in line with the face of this hemisphere, the bottom of this hemisphere, or the flat part of this hemisphere, and I'm going to use that to draw a sketch. Okay, so that's and more in the next video, but roughly I show you how to do padding and this polar pattern under part design. Okay, again, do check out the other guy's video. What's his name? Okay, do check out Powell's video. Yeah, it's in the video description in the link. I actually learned some of what I'm doing from him. I'm just changing things up. Okay, him or her, I don't know. All right. I'm just changing things up and I'm slowing down the pace so you can, as a first timer, know what's going on. Okay. But in the next video, I want to show you about using a datum plane and what's the good use of it. And of course, this datum plane actually helps you to get over this potential error, which is called the transform shape does not intersect support for holes in body problem. Okay, or does not intersect support. Say does not intersect support. So that's one of the problems that came up. So I'll tell you what I did to solve it. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again. Bye bye.